called the bottom on the day with video evidence and the breakout on the day with video evidence months in advance. But now everyone wants to know, what is the next target? Where are we going next? Where will I be taking profit? And where is a good place to reaccumulate? And so in this video, I'm going to explain all of that so easy that your grandmother can understand it. Now, I have been one of the most consistent creators on where I stand with the market, and I've said for months and months that I thought that we were going to break out on our way as high as $48,000. Does that mean that we're going to go to 48,000? No, it doesn't, but that's the height of this retracement. People are asking me, is this the bull run? Has the bull run started? The short answer is no. Basically, we're in phase 2 of 4 of the bull run, but to be very frank and specific, this is nothing more than a retracement. I'll show you what I mean. Here is the 2017 bull run. We had the parabolic rise, a crash down, and a retracement. A retracement is like a ball dropping and bouncing about 50 to 70%. As you can see, we hit the 618 perfectly. This isn't the first time that Bitcoin has done this. It also did this back in the 2013 bull run, which is exactly what I think that we are doing. You had your parabolic rise, your crash down, and you hit the 618 perfectly. This is the moment where I think that we're at right now, and I've laid this out. We were at here for 210 days, followed by one little more down thrust and a breakout to the 618. If we zoom out over here, and I'll show you the same exact thing. 200 days at the 236, followed by one more little down thrust and followed by a breakout. Now, we could go as high as the 618, which would bring us about, technically we could go to the 702, which would bring us to about $49,000. Now, what I will be doing during that time is I will be paying attention to the Bitcoin dominance. Typically, in years past, what happens during the retracement time is Bitcoin starts it off, it's the most profitable. Bitcoin will have a pullback and the altcoins will get crushed even more until they don't, and then they sort of flip and you'll see the altcoins. Let's say Bitcoin, I know for sure that Bitcoin's going to go to $48,000. Well, at about 45,000, 46,000, that's when you're going to see the micro cap altcoins just fly off of the radar. It's going to be right at the end of this movement right here. That is when the altcoins are going to start flying. And that also is an indicator that, hey, this run is about over, is when they start flying off the end of the radar. Now, as far as backtest, I think we're going to come back up here and then fall back down and backtest this prior trading range. This is not only healthy, this is expected. I expect this to go as low as $30,000. Now, if we start closing below $30,000 on a body, not a wick, on a body close, that could be a sign of weakness. As long as $30,000 holds for a back test, that is perfectly normal, perfectly healthy. That is what I expect us to do. I expect us also, after we back test, to just range between 30,000 and 40,000 for probably 200 days. And that to me is when it is going to be prime time, accumulation time. And that also still, all of phase 3 of the bull run, it's going to look like this. So we had our breakout, and then we had a back test to the 382, the prior trading range. That's exactly what I think we're going to do. And then we're going to trade for 200 days of sideways and boring, and then Bitcoin is going to start rocking and rolling. From this moment all the way to this moment will be all about Bitcoin. After that, once we get into phase 4, the last little plunge of the bull run is when the altcoins will be having their heyday. Now, what I'm going to do during this retracement, I'm going to be getting rid of about 15 to 20% of my Bitcoin at about 40K plus. Some of my altcoins that I'm not a huge fan of, that's when I'm going to take profit on some of those things more heavily, 30+%, as high as 50% on some things that I'm not as highly convicted on. My plan is to reaccumulate on the back test Bitcoin on some of the things that I sold, as well as begin dollar cost averaging all the way for these 200 boring days. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be boring, but the boring time is the best time to accumulate. That is what I will be doing. That is where I think we're going to go. We're going to go as high as 48,000, back test 30,000. The altcoins are going to rock and roll right at the very end of this retracement, and then it's going to be boring again. Bitcoin will be the showstopper yet again for the better part of the next year, all the way into 2024 of April. But that's a quick little market update. That's what I will be doing. My plan. None of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, but that's what I will be doing. Do your own research or get wrecked, bro. And make sure you follow me for more. Peace, love, prosperity. God first. God bless. I'm out.
Damn hustling, 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 hustling,
It's your
hustling,
boy,
hustling,
Ski.
hustling, hustling.